It's another Monday afternoon, and the date is the 24th, the 7th month in the year 2023. 24, 25, 26. How many more days to 26? How are you feeling the flavor? What's the fragrance of the 26 on your side? Come on, get away. Come on, get away. One eye. Katwa. The pellet puppy who were here before. I learned how to pellet for him. It means your morning, your afternoon. You go to Grand Kemakan and say Yakune. If you makane the manapo say Bawo. In Plibo Maryland County in Harper. The group will say, well, my group people say, watch a clabuti. Where are the Vanans? The Vanans are from the Gola land. Where Zokwe Bezlukone comes from. Where my big brother and friend Bese Gole comes from. Welcome to the Bumper Show. It's a JALLAH GRAYFIELD presentation of the show. It's a Bumper Show on the Monday afternoon. Come up very shortly. About continue with some of the issues we have in the studio. A man who respects the thing we call time. The running mate to broom number 1. We have rescue 1, rescue 2. We have facer 1, facer 2, right? We have broom 1 and broom 2. That's how the Liberian have classified them. The one Gongo is here. I'm saying he's here. He is represented by his running mate. An opposition political party going against President George Weah. They think they are running and they want to be president. They have the brooms in their hands. They say they want to sue corruption out of Liberia. But what went wrong the other day when they had an assembly in Monrovia? So enlightening the minds of Liberians about what is happening in the country, they said, according to them, that corruption is right here. And they were allegedly being stoned by Liberians. I don't know who were they. We will talk to Dr. Emmanuel Urey Yarkpawolo. He's the man who has been picked, but the one Gongo is running it. He comes from the Salvation Army Polytechnic University, where my friend and brother David Sefa Massacre Senior is a director of education. But when he relinquishes his position at the university, while he goes on a political safari, that's what we're asking for. President George Weah rallies Liberians to respect the peace, for peaceful transformation of our country, in before and after the war, not the war, but after the elections rather. That was very strong. He tells Liberians he was an architect in this army Liberian soldiers. I mean, young men and women who were in armed forces. I mean, rebel forces. He wants a peace of this country to be upheld for transqualitative purposes. Remember JALLAH GRAYFIELD chapter 1 verse 1. Let's talk and talk and talk and never shall we fight. Fighting shall never be our portion. will go to Kisi land. Kisi Laose. My people in Foya, how you doing? Where's my dear sister Mommy? Where's Peter Humphrey? Where's the Pele governor in Foya? Oh, my Pele brother, who is now the Pele governor in Foya? And all Liberians in that part of Liberia, rather. Let me pause right here. That's the time we pause to ask God for his intervention in our thoughts. We bring the guys from rural broadcast department who are in the vernacular area to pray for our country, pray for the president, pray for all elected and appointed officials, those who are aspiring for positions in the country, and even Liberians who are making ends meet. Just for 1 minute. Ernest Tama is my uncle. Uncle,
you
balika.
No alibute chonanong JALLAH balikale yavi
balikatao.
Barationg. Mpieno me kafnya na chuchu balikale palen balikale yu mumkina o balikale sonoran kuminal mem sulan balikale hotan kuminale cholang balikale lending kinaling balikale simlachi nkina o keke balikale radio hu benchuma ELBC balikale travel nang po o palendo ning inyunanom mado lending sala simlachi ole lending ding komla no don sala travel kobi ya minister ya director ya anachuche sawaenda tungu pombo tungu bendu po manum da ba opalando ning lesalanum do de machomda me da bi lendinge inyuna ma yamono ye male hunakpo paka lendenden ning e pesando audio la jisola ning opalando ning manum ELBC ba travel nang po simlachi vendo extel a travel nang pele acho wallo nanda a komla no o yurule wallo nanda Yomplombo wana teng ni kalando wana teng meneka mike fuelan huno ke inyunanum mi fuelanda mina bi nongo kendi aning o konyulu ning munga njerendong ya piana menyuna o paenen o de ajisulaning amina.
You know, yesterday uncle I missed you at the celebration of the Independence Thanksgiving service held at Philadelphia, and I heard the announcer, the man of Obi, Mr. Emmanuel Kipat. He was singing. When the Kisi choir took the stage, they seized the entire edifice of the Philadelphia church. I was like, wow, Lofa Kane has come alive again. And I heard him calling the name of Ezekiel Tamabono. Ezekiel Tamabono, like he was like at his best at some point, but it brought life into the program. When I looked, I saw the women of the Kisi kingdom from Foya, Tanya, from I saw them a representation of Lofa in our hall yesterday.
That tells you that the next time program of that nature, you should think about Saboti. You can remember that name.
Yeah, he's the wee body in the poem where the name I say and the local pose is Saboti. This one, sorry, I think that was a situation. But sorry for that. So, somebody, thank you.
Yeah.
We can now transition and go to the man called PCK, who takes his all now. As he carols through and say, I don't know, let me see what's happening here. PCK is not here, then I know. Then somebody's going somewhere. Somebody's wrong. I need to invite the Honorable Emmanuel Urey Yarkpawolo. We have a traditional Pele song, but I thought that PCK was already activated here. He's the one that clears it all after all of the prayers. He comes and says, Nangala, the man call me. Meaning God protect them for me. Protect the leaders. I don't know. And they come with a broom again, the broom. Let me welcome Yarkpawolo Urey as I go through my list of music here. And then I will find it and I will still come back to him. How are you, Dad? How is everything?
Thank you very much. I'm doing okay this morning. The family, the afternoon, correctly. We're doing well. And then giving hope to the Liberian people. So Good afternoon. I want to say good afternoon to you and all your listeners. The family here at ELBC, anytime I come here, my spirit is lifted because good work has been done to the national radio broadcasting system. So we say good afternoon to you and to just everyone. I know people from Foya, you just talk about Foya, might be listening. People from Kipamans as well as Kipmans, people from Komo or Bunkonima in Bon County, Secretary and the rest of the country. We say good afternoon to you and nice to be here and to talk to our people.
Dr. Urey Yarkpawolo, Emmanuel, you are transitioning from academia to politics. The last time I checked, you were the president of the Salvation Army Polytechnic University. The last time I checked, you were transitioning from that position to go and contest in Bon County as a representative. The last time I checked, Tewan Gonglo, a man who I have a lot of respect for, and a tactical lawyer, has picked you as his running mate. Before I find a song to introduce you, let me hear, how did you receive that information, and where are you leaving the Salvation Army Polytechnic University as you transition from academia to politics?
I think one of the hallmarks of a good leader is to make a lot of leaders. So at the Polytechnic, we have a lot of leaders, the vice presidents, the deans, and just everyone who work there. We have tried to build their capacity to get them independent. So manage us, the Polytechnic going to be successful, and they are working very hard there. Well, it was in the same office when a group of lawyers came to me and indicated to me that they'd done some research work. They wanted me to run, I said, running mate to the Liberian Council Charles Segongo. I was very happy when I heard it first. You know, because I admire him, right? I admire the council so much. When I was running as representative for representative position, I normally told my team in the field that the person I'm going to vote for is going to be the councillor. I say that all the time.
But then you are not know him. You are not have any interaction with him.
Well, I have known him, but you're not in the capacity that you're going to ask me to serve as his running mate. So we both have worked together on the land right law. I'm focusing on the research part, and he's focusing on the legal part between 2010 and 2016. And we had a lot of conversation. We discussed Liberia. So up to that point, I knew his value very well. So, but in the field, I kept telling my team members, including Joshua Banner and Joe Magan and the rest of the people back in Bon County, that this country is at a crossroad, and the person who can really take this country head on and make it what it's supposed to be is John Gonglo, and I'm going to vote for him. So, in other words, I was
you have admired him all the law while you were in academia.
Of course, yes. So by his sending people to talk to me was not difficult on my part. The difficulties was to try to build consensus on that decision. So that means we have to go back and get our leaders involved back in the district. We got to go back and get the citizens and their leaders involved to try to build consensus to say that for them to agree. And everything was done properly. And then finally in Balafanen, the people of District Number 4 turned us over to Councillor Gongo to be his vice presidential candidate. So since then, we started working, and you saw Banga on the 8th of July. The pronouncements were made in Banga. It was very, very, very good. And So it was broad-based, and very, very happy that my people can honor me that way.
So it means that you did not accept his invite to come to his party and be his running mate, but you chose. Did he agree to him here, or did he say to him, "Let's go to the county event where I agreed and I agree"?
Well, I think it was.
I saw a traditional dance with the brooms in your hands, and when I saw my big brother Michael Beto posted that, I was so elated. I said, "Wow, this is a real traditional dance I wanted to be a part of. I was a part of in the interior. I watched that video over and over and again." And so, how was it like? Did he accept here before going there, or you accepted it there?
Well, I think from the onset, when they told me, I think there was an inner calling to say that this is something that I should accept. Why? Because I like the man. I like his ideology. I like his philosophy. I like his things. And he told me the reason why I'm coming to you is that you share my value and you are younger. So your capacity need to be built. And I believe that very strongly. So I already have some acceptance in my heart. But you know why? I will not do it. There's one tree cannot make a forest. I'm not just from the sky somebody can get pick me up with that kind of important role. I have owners. So he needed to go to my owners.
And your owners are the Bong people.
My owners are the people of Bong County. And he went to them, and traditionally my people turned me over to him to be his vice presidential candidate, or aspirant, as you might call it.
So does that mean that Emmanuel Urey Yarkpawolo abandoned his quest to represent the poor Gamoy? I was Gamo also at the place in Bong County, or representative to be a running mate to Tewangongolo?
I want to use the word abandon or quest.
How do you refer to that?
So it is transition.
If you did not abandon, then what did you do?
So I transitioned from a representative candidacy role, to a vice presidential candidacy role. So it's a transition, and everything that we promised to do, and everything that we will do for District Number 4 and Bong County, they are in the pipeline. They're going to come. In fact, this bigger portfolio, it gave us a greater opportunity to deliver our promises and even do more. So that is not abandonment. No, I did not abandon my people, and I would never do that.
Now, one may say Emmanuel Urey Yarkpawolo, as a man who has found himself in academics in this country, he is not a big politician. He was trying to make his way to the politics SYC. He said not abandon, but how we use that much chosen word as he abandoned your quest to be representative to come as running mate to Tewangongolo. And if he doesn't become a president, you say have a bigger leverage in the political political arena in the upper part. You have the George Weah, who is the arrowhead, and that is unarguable. Joseph Walker, a Cummins, and then if you come, it's a Tewang, and I can say that for a fact. If I'm naming all of the 4 politicians in this country, I name Tewang amongst the first 4. Now, so if he doesn't win, then the name Urey Yarkpawolo becomes a big name in the country, preparing himself for 2029 election. Am I correct?
So the naming, I think we should switch the position. So it would be fair if you say, if you say the president, of course, George Weah, and you say it, Joseph Boakai, the next one you want to call is Tewangongolo before going to Kumin. So I think
that's your
yeah.
I don't want to take that from you. I believe that.
Yeah, exactly. They were the position and the positions I right now. So, but the question about winning is very clear. So I don't think we don't want to follow hypothetical if it does not happen, because it's going to happen. Why? Because among all the presidential candidates, Tewangongolo is the most qualified by his record and everything he has.
Most qualified?
I'm telling you, by his record.
What makes him more qualified than others? You have Joseph Walker, you have George Weah, you have the Cummins, and Tewangongolo has been a lawyer in this country.
So he had not just
his eloquence in a lawyering position, a profession rather, And his advocacy for poor people in this country is recorded very highly. And I'm a beneficiary of his advocacy. As the former vice president of the press union, when press freedom, honor Madam Salif and St. Joseph Boakai was on a threat, where journalists were arrested and beaten here, he advocated for them. And I was vice president. I must hold that in high esteem. He's not a politician. Cummins became politician before him. So how then do you rate him over Cummins? Not talking about George Weah.
Well, you just listing some of the work he's done so far. He loves Liberia. He has been in Liberia throughout. And everything he stood for, the value he stood for, the fight against corruption, fighting for injustice, and everything that Councillor Gongo had done, that's why he's looking for a good president. All right. But fast forward, his 10-point agenda for the development of Liberia is something that is clear. It is unarguable at this point. So even if you look at his past record up to present and the future record that is to come based upon his platform, you can say he is the best and he is the most qualified. And the Liberian people are beginning to see that. And then eventually come to attain, you'll see the results. There are a lot of silent voters. We are getting calls. We are getting secret endorsement from prominent individuals.
Secret endorsements?
Of course. There are secret endorsements.
Other parties want open endorsements. Well, they live in the crowd politics.
No,
as evidence of the fact that George Weah party, the CDC, just on last Monday, held a rally, non-rally, but an endorsement and appreciation for him, where you saw multitude of people, ocean of people who came. Joseph Boakai goes to Grand Bassa. They say crowd politics was played there. He moved to Nima County, Mike Gibby and that Bon County. They were all competing for crowd. Then why do you go for silent endorsements?
So you got to study the crowd first. The last weekend crowd, the thank you, quote unquote, thank you crowd. You really got to see.
Quote?
Yes, you really got to see.
Let me know your meaning of quote unquote.
Well, because I mean, if at all you go to offices and people who work for you, poor civil servants, who many of them not even getting paid, you tell them if you don't show up and show me pictures that you are in our crowd, we're gonna deal with you. You force people, you put on a crowd out.
Are you very serious with that conversation right now? In such a mammoth crowd that turn up at the citizen headquarters in all districts in Monserrado, that woman who works in public ministry want to take a picture with citizen t-shirts on him and say, "This man here."
Some people are that hard. Some people went there, they were jubilating by themselves. Some people love the president. Some people love the CDC. That's true. Others went there because they were coerced. That's also true. But let perhaps we talk about what we would do, right?
You buy on a broom, broom there?
Yes, but
let's see that. Put it on.
Oh yeah, this is the broom. Yeah, I'm broom too.
Yeah, broom too.
I'm broom with a broom.
What's the name of your own face one, face two, rescue one, rescue two? You own our broom one, broom two.
Yes,
it's not official. It's not official. That's how we refer to it.
Yeah, we refer to it as broom.
So do you think
some people refer to it as Super 1, Super 2?
Or Super 1, Super 2?
Yeah, I mean,
it's only a Super 1, Super 2, or broom 1, broom 2.
I mean, it's the same thing. We use the broom to.
So let's be clear now with Let's not have broom 1, broom 2. Let's not have Super 1, Super 2. Which one do you take as a party?
I think let's go with the broom 1, broom 2 because it's very easy.
Okay.
It's very easy for our people to remember. That's what they use all the time.
Yeah.
Super is also good, but like I say, broom.
So it's good to give good name to your party, broom 1, broom 2.
Anyway, but
Yarkpawolo is my guest on the Bumper Show. He is Tewan Gongo's running mate, and so he's my guest. Go ahead, sir.
So it is important. I know you have profiled me, but each time you in the radio line, there are new people listening.
Of course,
it's important.
That's why I keep announcing your name. So you always can get with your name.
Yes, it's important. Yes, it's important to still give my background. I think it's important.
Please
to highlight that.
And I will come to that because I will need to ask you that question.
Okay.
Not many people knew you when I did that interview.
Exactly.
And they didn't know who you are. I will ask you for 2 minutes to tell who you are.
Definitely.
But let's move on. I will ask you, in the context of the next election, if Tewan Gonglo doesn't win this election, Emmanuel Urey Yarkpawolo makes himself. He comes on the front burner as a politician now, not a man who has been in academia. So, where do you stand? Are you preparing yourself as Broom 1, Broom 2 for 2029 in a worst case scenario that you don't win the election against George Weah?
I think election is about timing. Information is also about timing. Right now, what we do is to help Kassia Gonglo win the presidency, to help him develop Liberia and make Liberia a middle income country. I think that's the focus. Let's keep on the short-term goal rather than trying to jump the government goal all the way to 2029. Let's talk about 2023 right now. And that is, I'm here to help Kassia Gonglo win the presidency and be his vice president, to serve as his vice president, and release Liberia out of poverty. People are suffering, and that is what we're going to do. In terms of
what's the definition of suffering? How do you say suffering? How do you define suffering?
Let me define suffering for you. In fact, that's the one. My specialty is in the root causes of poverty. So poverty drives suffering, right? Suffering is that when people cannot find food to eat, when majority of the population cannot afford to eat, when the U.S. rate is about 180 to a single dollar, making life difficult for people. Suffering is when I go to a group of people where I was serving as a guest speaker for a program yesterday and asked the audience about who is in our audience that is gainfully employed. And I define gainfully employed that at the end of every month, you're able to take pay, and that pay can actually serve your family and perhaps you level little want to put in the bank. I didn't see one single hands up, many over 500 persons. One single hand could not come up to meet that definition. That's suffering. Suffering is when you go to Broome County and other part of Liberia, when kids don't have chairs to sit on, when you see teachers that have been volunteering for over 20 years, for 15 years, 10 years, they can't get paid, that's suffering.
Do you know
suffering is when you see...
Do you know the number of teachers in Liberia under the Ministry of Education who volunteered for 12 years on a maternity leave that have been placed on this payroll by the government?
I'm defining suffering. So let's just stick to that.
You're defining suffering.
Yeah.
But I don't want to compare. In the context, you could talk about health and other things. Well, but in the context of your definition of suffering,
yes,
if you name education, which you are a progenitor of our education system,
yes,
and a very erudite communicator in terms of education,
yes,
if you insinuate that people have worked all along, they have not been paid, and you have been in the education system before coming to government or coming to politics, it means that you are not getting a realization of who have been taken from where they were before in the education area where they were not paid.
I just mentioned that some of them have been volunteering for 15, 20 years.
But do you care to tell us how many of them have been placed on government payroll on the current regime that you want to replace?
I know. I think we give that one to what the information minister name. Let's give to him. Our former Rennie. Let him come and tell us.
Answer Sonny. Information minister.
Yeah. He the one.
But you are academic. No. I must have those information at your fingertips.
No.
If you are coming to the politics,
I don't know how many people have been placed.
Now, so how did you get the figure of 15,000 plus people?
No, I'm not saying. I didn't say 15,000. I said a lot of people. Some of them volunteering for 20, 15 years.
Yes, so
10 years or so.
Years.
The way I got the number,
statistics.
The way I got it, I visited schools and I talked to school principals and I took a lot of notes. So this is primary information. This is actually going to a school, say in Barcelona, see the school there, interact with the principal again, in Belafane, in different parts of Liberia. So this is, I'm giving you
as far as Konaboni, chief in Lofa County, and go Bogonjiri and all. That's why you say
many places to be able
people in the places in recent time having this as statistics.
Of recent statistics I'm giving you, they are from Broome County. As of recent,
but they mean statistics on the broader picture is just from one small region, which doesn't constitute 1% of the population.
Well,
am I correct?
we can use that.
Correct, that Urey?
No, I don't think so. I think you are correct.
And you're talking an average picture of 15 counties in Liberia. You make mention of Bond County, which is a small segment of the country, and you make that as a holistic example to put a point through. You must be clear with this information.
Only defining. Only defining.
Okay, so you have defined. Let's go ahead.
Let's continue.
The problem is a judge. Let's go ahead.
Of course.
So I like the conversation. You're very realistic, man.
No, I mean,
your leader is. Yeah, let's go ahead.
Anyway, but we can discuss the problems. We also need to discuss the solutions, right?
Yeah.
The solution.
Mm-hmm.
Just before the solution, you say you're going to ask me. Maybe it's that time now. Let me do that.
You got to do that. I would do it.
Okay.
I would do it. Don't worry about the time.
Okay.
I am the custodian of the time.
Excellent.
Even if I ate 2 minutes or 3 minutes of the time of the next guest, I'm still the custodian of the time.
So the way forward would be a 10-point agenda on Councillor Gongo to develop Liberia. How do we start? We talk about using the military to produce food, so that we are self-sufficient when it comes to food production, so that we're not importing, taking the subsidies that are given to importers of rice. Some of the rice not even correct. Our Liberian rice is one of the best to produce food to feed ourselves and potentially export some. The solution is people on 65 years in order to have free medical care, free and quality medical care. The solution is children under 5 years and pregnant women to have free, good health care. The solution is for ABC all the way to 12th grade, free education. But we're not just talking about free, we're talking about free quality education, where you have furnished classes, where you have teachers that are well paid, they are well trained, where you have school desks and everything that's supposed to make education possible and to be competitive in the global economy. Free from ABC to 12th grade. The other solution is the culture and the art. Build theaters, help promote the Liberian culture so as to inculcate consciousness within the minds of the young people. Civic education, very, very important. A solution is also that everything I'm talking about, how do we get it? You need money to do that, right? Everything I'm talking about is border on money. The way we're going to get money, the way Councillor Gongo going to get money is to free the money. The money is tied in the hands of individuals and few people. The money is tied together, and what are the president?
The money tied in the hands of individuals that they bring again your hand. They bring straw.
No.
Okay.
No.
What did I honestly have said?
Even though I'm holding the broom for different reasons.
Okay.
I'm not trying to say.
I think you're trying to illustrate that to do.
I'm trying to illustrate. I'm saying how are we going to free the money?
Your point.
Yes. How are we going to free the money? Because the money is in the hands of those at the head of the government. Go right now and see. Oh my Liberia. Government officials, especially those at the top, go and see the amount of unit houses they are building. You know, where are they getting the money from?
Do you have empirical evidence for that, sir?
People are building a lot of houses.
Do you have empirical evidence?
They do.
If you come,
they are not difficult.
You must. I will give you a time, 2 minutes to get information. Who do you know in the government has these housing units around? You want to call their names and give me petrol evidence? We display it on the Facebook and people see it.
Let's do that another time.
No. I want to do it now. You made
no.
It's on you as Dr. Emmanuel Yarkpawolo to provide evidence because you have the proof of evidence on you.
Is that a secret evidence?
I don't know
what are the differences?
The audience outside want to know what does it bring to the table in terms of truthfulness to the discussion.
JALLAH, let me tell you how we're going to free. Let me tell you how we're going to free the money. Right?
How do you going to free it?
The money is in the hands of few people through corrupt means. So one of the reasons why we have the broom is to sweep corruption out of government. Of course. Because if at all we take the GSC report And the very integrity report that been out there from the LACC and other institution, internal audit agency, and the rest of it, if we go through, there are people names there. So we set up a team. The first
of the GSC that you know.
The first 100 days in office, we set up a committee to go through those. And those who those who are implicated, they are investigated, they are sent to court, and they are sent to prison. And then we do lifestyle audit for those who are at the top of the government. Every 3 months or so, we try to audit your lifestyle and see how you're living, what are your income, your expenditure is within your means. So when you institute those, you see the money will be free. And when I do this illustration, I normally use cola. I use cola with my audience like I did yesterday.
The one called
Tour. I use Tour. I use that and pick up the cola and say, this is the resource of the country. Call this the diamond, the gold, and everything. This resource is encapsulated in the national budget. And then we go to the budget and then I take a big bite. This is what the president is. If they are taking another big bite, this is what the lawmakers are taking. Those are the head of public cooperation. And a little tiny one with me now.
Okay.
So the one that is with me, how can you use that to build public schools, roads, and the rest of it? It is impossible. The way the budget is structured and the way the budget go into individual pocket is impossible to be able to develop this.
Dr. Urey, I will come because you're almost driving me into my next question as to how do we intend to do things differently from the Georgia government is doing, from the Joseph Newman Boakai, who's a vice president on matter, said, oh, you didn't party date in 12 years. How does your party intend to do it differently? But I want to bring you back. You talked about corruption, that the GSC has a litany of people who have been corrupt. Now, if you come into this kind of conversation, you must have gotten the fight from the GSC. The GSC record is a public record. You can go to walk-in information, they give it to you. They will say it's a transparency institution that is financed by international taxpayers' money. And I don't want to think that we're going to hide any information from you because they work on a George we are. Why were I taking you, Dr. Urey, to go there and ask them how many government institutions or government officials in the government that have been indicted for corruption? Did you go to ask them before making that inference you made earlier?
I read a lot of reports. I read a lot of GSC reports. I have seen some of the report myself. So what I'm saying is based on what I've read. There are open secrets. But if you want me to start to put a name at this point,
but naming is part of the audit process. That is why John Molu, with all his SSS he had in this country, he had this agreement with Ellen Johnson and others. He was doing this political audit. Before the audit report comes out, he is saying to you, this person was caught in corruption. This man name is this. And the media were discussing before he came out, and John Molu was proud of doing that. That is how we name and shame people and audit the corruption in Ellen government started minimizing. So why they didn't have the time to do it?
So what I'm saying is, at this point, yes, to say, oh, name this person, name that person, no.
It's not important.
At this
then
point,
no. The brain is a tenant of sweep corruption.
Of course.
And you know the names of people who are corrupt, name and shame them so that they will not be doing the same thing again. But if you keep the broom and keep their names, it means you're not serious about corruption. That's what someone will say.
That's not the case.
I'm not correct. I'm not correct. Are you?
No, that's not the case. Of course, with that assumption that as long as
that would be the views of the people outside there, that if Dr. Urey and the elder professional lawyer, a father, James Tewanse Gongolo, wants to fight corruption, and he has the names of individuals who are involved in corruption under the weird government, he will have that in his hand. And I know how you will say it in the way that you will say here. You don't have one name on one sheet of paper, but you say that people are corrupt. You read in papers, you read in other areas. How do the people trust you for those insinuations?
I think they can get a look at their own lives and see what is going on and trust what we are saying. That not just one of these government, but successive governments. Like the problem has been and remain corruption. And until we can get hold of corruption, this country will not go anywhere. So it's a fight. You can argue about it. If we have the time.
I know I trust you for it.
Of course.
That's what you said. I believe that very well.
Of course.
And I'm going to doubt you for that. Unless people who have been held or whose names are surfacing corruption have been brought to book to answer for their political sins they've committed against this country, this country goes nowhere. And that's why I'm holding you. I said, what are the names? Let's call their names here.
Not today platform.
Okay. Let me know who is Dr. Emmanuel Urey Yarkpawolo in just 1 minute, 30 seconds. Just a small history of yourself. And I open the line. I will take 10 minutes of the next guest because this is a political show. And it's unusual to have, we always talk about everything when you came here, but I will get 10 minutes, so additional 10 minutes. Just for the sake of the public.
Yeah, so I think we come from a very humble background. And this story I've been told around the world. It's important for young people to listen to it because I think sometimes we are discouraged. Sometimes things happen our way. We don't have place to turn. But if you believe in God and you work hard and you try to pursue your dream, you can get it. So my name is, of course, my name is Dr. Emmanuel Urey Yarkpawolo. I was born in 1981 in a rural village, Gumu. And then
that's in County.
That's in Bon County.
1981.
1981. And then I did not start school all the way until 1995.
You are the first young running mate to a presidential candidate.
Yes, we can check the record to say, but I'm 42 at this point. So we 42. Yeah, I'm 42. So we can check the record and see what.
You're my younger brother.
I'm happy to be. I'm very, very, very happy to be. I'm very, very, very happy to be. Okay. So I did not start school until 1995, 1981 to 1995. It's about 14 months, 14 years, 13 years, 8 months, almost 14 years when I started school for the first time. Fast forward, 2005, I graduated from Liberian as a student council president. I went to Cuttington, finished Cuttington 3 years instead of 4 years. Then got a first master's degree, got a second master's degree from the state in 2013. Then 2018, I got a PhD. I always wanted to get a PhD.
So it was less than how many years? So how many decades did you get a PhD?
So we're counting from 1995 when I first started in the kindergarten, and then
1995.
Yes. 1995 was the first time I started learning how to speak English. I started learning how to write.
You just speak very well.
Yes, and I still speak well. And I think God was preparing.
And so you're 15 years when you started school and you spoke Pele all through, you didn't speak English?
Maybe a little bit of broken one during the course of the war, but not any type of serious English. Yes. So, and then 2018, I have obtained a Doctor of Philosophy, considered to be one of the top, among the top 1% highly educated people in the United States, and by extension in the world. When you are that educated in the state, you are among the top 1% highly educated person in the world. A lot of people would say
a lot of people would say highly educated person in the world as of today.
Of course, most of the people that have PhD, they have 1 master's degree. Majority of them, then they go ahead and pursue. I have 2 master's degree, even adding
and a PhD
and a research PhD, not the ordinary one. It's a difficult PhD. It's not the one that you can go, and get so easy.
Is that a reason why one saw you and picked you?
I think not necessarily so it may have contributed, but I say we talk together. I think it's more not mainly the education, but mainly the value system. All right, he has integrity. Yeah, I have.
Does Emmanuel Urey Yarkpawolo has integrity?
I do have integrity.
That's the reason you think one picked you.
I think a combination of those: education, integrity, values, but also by the will of God. God has a way of bringing people to permanence. So I think this is how far God wanted me to be. Just speaking by faith. So all kinds of variables would have contributed to that, getting me to this point. So the thing is that young people who are listening, you are not too old to learn. And this success is in education, but success could be in different fields. It could be in vocational program. As long as you are determined to learn something, you set a mind to it, it can happen. And you're able to contribute to your family, you're able to contribute to society. So people who are discouraged, and some of them are getting on taking drugs. We say that's not the way to go. Try to organize yourself. Somebody will come along the way to help you when you are determined. So we see that, but education is one thing. What do you do with the education? We use our education to be able to solve societal problems. So one problem, of course, we work with civil society and the Land Council Congo and along with a host of civil society, and of course the government at the time was the land right law. So we passed the land right law that grant land right to ordinary Liberian indigenous people, tribal people, as you will. Before then, they never had that right. The right was in the hands of the government. We even strengthened the mineral rule within our law. And we advocated for women to own land because sometimes in the traditional system, women are denied the ownership of land. So when we are educated, how do we contribute? How do we use your education to help your people? That's why we build schools and making sure that children are going to school. That's why we innovate and build agricultural programs in terms of finished product, in terms of what we've done building factory, where in that factory you put palm hair, it produces the oil. It does not use gasoline or fuel. It just uses heat. All kinds of innovation we've been involved with. So we are not bringing that innovation because we can innovate as much as possible, either in the NGO or private sector, in our private lives. But the people who have the lion's share of this economy, who made the decision, are those in government. That's why until good people can get in government, I haven't seen any country in the world that is developed without serious minded people making decisions about themselves. Making decisions today, how it affect the country in the next 10 years to come, 15, 20, 25 years to come. That's how they make law. Not just people who just really looking for anything they can have today. Anything they can put in their pocket today, anything they can have for themselves. That will not develop Liberia. And I think Pastor Gongo and I, along with those we are working with, we are determined to institute a real change for Liberia.
Dr. Emmanuel Urey Yarkpawolo is a Liberian politician now, and he is the running mate to Tewan Gonglo, who is an integral person. And I always refer to them, I always tell Mr. Gonglo, I say, you are a Liberal politician. He will see the wrongs, he talks about the wrong. He talks about the societal issues. And that's why Yarkpawolo brings to the table as well. And that's how politics should be. Discuss the ills, talk about the positivity and the negativities. Unlike those who come and speak all the gibberish about the government and say, no, that's a liberal politician. That's what liberal politicians do. Let me open the line for at least for 6 minutes and end I with Dr. Yarkpawolo Urey, who is my guest here on the Bumper Show. My name is JALLAH GRAYFIELD. On the flip side of 5 o'clock will be the folks from District Number 10, the leadership of District Number 10, where Yaga Kolba is running, Josephine Davis is running, and lots of them are running. Call me on 080-514-096, 070-560-560 are the 2 numbers. Hello, welcome. You are on the Bumper Show for 10 seconds.
Hello.
Hello, welcome. Let's hear you.
Yeah, my name is J. Vanny Dos Santos Moya, calling from Bon County.
Vanny, let's hear you, my brother. Your brother is here. Come on, you.
Yeah, unfortunately, I cannot speak.
Go ahead. Just go ahead, brother. I just pull your leg.
He spoke as a leader, and I really admire him. And all I want for him to do is to just join Omen Puaka because they have a lot of good ideas. But election go by number. Getting the number, it will be very hard for them. So
okay, he'll join Omen Puaka if you think so. Hello, the next caller, welcome.
Hello.
Hello, welcome. Let's hear you.
Yeah.
You are on the Bumper Show. Please make your case.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, welcome.
This is John Clark. I call you from Bondoy, Bon County.
Bondoy, let's say from Bondoy.
Okay. We just want to be making some more points. And some more points is taken into consideration.
Mm-hmm.
And the deputy chairperson in Bondoy, like what my brother in the studio had just said, right now in Jamaica Nature, There is no teacher in the school. It is a junior high school. In Bonneton, it's on the quota.
Okay.
No teacher in our school. We had 900 teachers, no way to pay them. Other now they are holding those children before card they cannot pay. Two, the man was explaining about corruption. I think we all know that the American government or America, there are some entities that need some people of this government that they were involved in corruption. Then we've been listening, people are not being judged to set them free.
So let me ask you, who are the people you heard that didn't say that even corruption they don't be judged?
Yes, one is Nathaniel Manze.
My man, don't go that way, man.
The
government, listen. The government, listen to me. Let me hear you talking. I didn't talk, right? The government of Liberia did not find Nathaniel Manze guilty of corruption, neither built away. It was a government of the United States that said these people are corrupt.
Yeah.
Unless the American people bring the result and say these guys are corrupt and bring the evidence, you cannot judge on Liberian law.
Okay.
Do you know? You understand that for now?
Okay. Let me get
so the Liberian government can judge and know your time finished. You don't have 10 seconds. Your time finished. I want to get this information to you so I can go running with that thing. Because you talk away, Madam Mangel, no, the Liberian government now hold them reliable for corruption. The American people say they corrupt. When they see American people say they corrupt, they can't be evidence against the people. No, listen now. The American people say that they say Madam Mangel corrupt, Brutal corrupt, and what is said corrupt. They have not brought any evidence against them. You must hear that. I didn't go off. Thank you. I just want to provide that evidence, that information to you. That's how we should be providing information to our brothers and sisters. Hello, welcome. Let's hear you.
Yeah, hello.
Let's go ahead. Let me hear you. What's your name?
Thank you so much. I'm Givler calling from Lufa County.
Givler, let's hear you from Lufa.
Yeah, I want to thank Yarkpawolo so much. He's one of the best Liberian species. But for the representation, I'm talking about chairmanship. We don't know who is their chairman in this county, Lufa County. We don't know what you hardly hear about them. Maybe somebody who have interest in joining them because
no, the other day I listened to, and I hosted Tewan Gongwe here. The man said he want to sell villages in Lufa.
Yeah.
Maybe he can't hear sound. So now the man say he been there and the poor cover that they say that the men were there.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, yeah, that one part I know. Tewan Gongwe here with me the other day would talk about it. He said he came from one place to the other. When he slept, he said he marries a Loma woman. I can know that thing. I lied in that. And remember that catch it good. He said I married Loma woman. The woman I married, I went to the woman home, and people call from Lufa. They said I truly know yeah. So that's the one. Hello, welcome. Let's hear you. Hello.
Yeah, thank you. This is Fernando Polo, the federal governor in Riverside.
Can you call you said?
I'm Fernando Polo from Riverside County.
Mr. Polo, welcome. How are you, Mr. Polo? Come on in.
Okay, no problem. So, thank you very much. What I wanted to say, Chief, is we applaud the courage that you took us to become vice running mate to Congo. Okay, so but we think that we the better people, we are majority when it comes to the tribe that speak better in this country. We are in the large number. So I would like to encourage us firstly to get together under one umbrella. I don't cook out to know or some kind of name. Let's give it to us and govern that ourselves under one umbrella. When we are undertaking this kind of national initiative, then you can get the massive support from the rest of the people. That's just my recommendation. And besides, when you talk about the Jew people, you talk about Nima Kwado, and Nima Kwado will reference Prince Johnson. For us, the people across the country, we get nobody politically to reference. So that's just my recommendation. I'm Kennedy Poro, the federal governor.
All right, Mr. Pele Governor. The next caller is here. Hello, welcome. What's your name? Where do you come from, sir?
Hello?
Yes, welcome. How are you? What's your name?
I'm Thompson calling from LC.
Thompson, let's hear you, my brother.
Yeah, you see sometimes it's good to educate people that are not seeing the project that the president is undertaking.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can remember the ratio of total Christianity within Liberia is dominating because those people that came from America brought Christianity to us to they seem that it beat Jesus Christ.
Mm.
And then that thing hold more Christianity
to it. So, but citizens coming out, government officials coming out to explain things that are things doing well, and we need more for them to come out and see the fact about the good of the government. Thank you.
Thank you so very kindly, Dr. Emmanuel Urey. Yarkpawolo say here. Hello, welcome. You live on the Bumper Show. Hello, welcome. Let's hear you. Yeah, you live. Let's hear you.
Yeah, this is Zero calling from Ominga.
They will calling from Ominga. They will let's hear you.
You know, just took the money and then their own things where they bring their own horses all around and it. But they come election.
David, let me hold you there. You know something I let you read Chapman, right? Who the group of people that told who the group of people that told me they paid the horse away? Let me know the people name. No. Hey, my friend, listen to me. You know, when you come to this kind of conversation with some of us who are sitting on this radio who do research, you don't come with this kind of conversation that will be very, 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 very hard to accept. You just come on the radio and make an allegation and say, "Put money, penny horse, you ain't get nothing to say." What kind of information you want to prove? You come on the radio, come with facts. Tell me, say this other government official took 500,000 bill house here, and you don't have nothing to talk about. You understand? If I were to point to things that happen in the Ezra government, I'm a journalist here for 26 years now. That's the only way I've done my whole life. It was President George Weah who gave an opportunity to serve in his government by giving me green letter that I have, which is a privilege to me as a young man. 12 years I sat here as a journalist, working for private media institutions. I never had the opportunity. Today I come here, I criticized Ellen Johnson yesterday. And some of the things we criticized Ellen for yesterday, they were facts, and we provided evidence against them. And I'm saying this, I'm not getting my next guest yet. If you don't come, I will take Yarkpawolo up to me. I'm not 10 more minutes because I want to give him ample time. And we criticize Ellen Johnson because they never come from who give a Chevron. There was an oil company called Chevron that came to this country. They were doing exploration for oil. The men appeared before the Senate, before the PMC and the legislature. He remarked, we give $10 million US of money selling for budget support. And Ellen told us to get that money to her son, Robert Salif. They told that money, it was given to Robert Salif, personal money. He was in his two white car just passing around here, building stadiums and doing things. People say, how you run as someone like Ebola? Were we not here when Ellen Johnson admitted that $80 million vanished on no car? That you took responsibility? These are facts because you are journalists over here. I'm not saying say Emmanuel, for example. I'm not saying Emmanuel is corrupt. He's one of the best guys that serve the Ellen government. Emmanuel is corrupt. He took 50,000. I'm not saying that. I don't say Gafan today will know. If I'm going to serve a Gafan, I have evidence against Gafan. But the company Blue Sky yesterday spoke to 50,000. Go pay horses there. What kind of human beings? What kind of human beings they say? Who are you? I don't understand. So that's why I challenge my younger brother here. Can you provide evidence? He said, no, I'll do it another time. We just go to his spot. So next time he comes, I have to have this in my diary. If he comes, I will question again. If he doesn't provide it, then I will say that Yarkpawolo is not telling the truth. He said this before on this 24th day of July. He has come back again. I asked him the same question. He can provide evidence. Then I'll say, in the third note, I said, my younger brother lied to Liberian people. I will say that. Let me go to Mr. Brown Tati, former superintendent of Grand Juliet County. Welcome, sir. How are you?
Yeah, Jallah.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon. Yeah, thank you so much. I've been listening to you.
Yes, sir.
And let me thank you so much because these elections that we are going through, they are very important to ensure the long-term foundation of Liberian democracy and the peaceful transfer of power.
Absolutely.
So when people make allegation, you guys should continue to fact check.
Of course.
Even where you don't have facts readily at hand, get the person to you allege.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I like the way you fact check that all of them were Natana Maki because on another station I was listening to Chris Smith when they asked me about they say Natana Maki and other people and they come into contest. After a long interview, then he said that particular question he can't hear the man anymore.
He went mute. That's a diplomatic answer you are trying to provide, and he went thin on the microphone because he know how to answer to them. Are you there, Mr. Brown Tate? Oh, it is really cats and dogs around here.
And the oil, benefit, all the kind of thing. Not only that, let me go for you to say that. I can remember when I know SMMO or whatever they were having to have press conference to tell Liberian that there's a commotion all here. That press conference was aborted. But 2 o'clock, because everybody was listening to the radio.
I was, listen, Mr. Tate, I was at Noka Hair Office on Broad, that's on Randall. I think that's a Randall and Ashmore Street. I was there that evening. I was seated in the conference room of Noka when they cut off that press conference that day.
Yes, after the manager of that company already made earlier statement that there's a commercial oil fund here in Liberia and there's a growth for Liberia in the next few years to come. They organized another press conference 2 o'clock and said that the man should come back on his word. That is not true that commercial oil here. So you see how the people playing with this country.
Thank you, Mr. Tate. Thanks a lot. It's so that we have knowledgeable people like you, former Superintendent Brown Tate. I'm not getting any information that the team from this number 10 is here. If they can come after 5-6 minutes, I'll let Mr. Dr. Yarkpawolo go and we'll talk something else. Things are very important to Liberian people to talk about as well. Let me go to this line and pick this caller. Hello, welcome. Let's hear you. Have 10 seconds. Hello. Hello, go ahead. Let's hear you.
Hello.
You don't have to listen to yourself on the radio or on your phone. Please go ahead and listen to. As soon as you hear hello, turn that radio off.
Okay. I'm Jerry F5 Berlin from Banga Chief Compound.
Chief Compound.
Okay. I want to tell you that this government, we have problem with the government. The government ate our money. We decided to retire. We will not get that money. All the retiree will not vote for we are.
You didn't suppose to retiree?
Yes, I said retiree.
Are you the spokesman?
Huh?
You the one that speak for the people there for the people that they say the government ate our money allegedly?
Yeah, but
no, listen now. You the one that speak for them. They take must speak for them. Say they don't vote for Joe. Yeah.
I say I will not vote for Joe.
I say I will not vote. I say we will not vote. You one man all put there. If you what you say Joe, we have put air money. How possible is that? The labor minister is here. Charles Gibson here. No, but wait now. Wait. And you talk. Let's do it small. Yeah. You hear you not say the government air money for fires too. The government man who the beam and the court Charles Gibson have been advocating for you to get a benefit for fires too. The man will advocating for you. He get money, take money, eat it. You see, sometimes, hey, listen, hey, brother, listen now. We're not forcing. We're talking small. They may not hear that man. They may not educated man. They may that teacher. You will see the father we're talking here. Dr. Emmanuel, Urey, you know what we're talking about. How possible that the man who is the teacher will advocate where I say you don't pay attention to you. Then they get the money. You eat it against it and say eat it. You know you get the money. I say. So you see, that's how sometimes you can just mislead the public.
And finished in I think June 2008, 2008, about 3 years. So the way you do it, you are smart, like we do, 21, 22 credit per semester. Then vacation school, you go there and do another 8 or 9. You know, that's about 122.
You go over school.
I was basically studying. I mean, I don't want to do things outside of that, but I'll focus on study, and I did study very hard. And then I was blessed. The Salvation Army through a sponsorship from Norway. Somebody will pay my school fee, so I didn't have to worry.
So you know how to work for food, baby?
Yeah, mainly school fees. I didn't have to worry about it. So I did study very hard. So if we study hard, you can make it. It's not impossible. That's something that we have done. And
so the university allow you to carry 21 credits.
Yeah, sometimes I carry 22. That's the maximum, and I needed to get.
And that's the according to them.
Yeah,
only the graduate study. Undergraduate rather.
Undergraduate, and to do that means I needed to get extra permission from the dean. The layers of approval. I got to go through that to review your.
Then you become an exception.
Yeah, basically, okay. You are so smart, so they don't want to keep you bored. If I do like 15.
Listen to the callers. How do you respond to them?
I think
they were more basically saying to you, "Thank you, you are so young. It's good you came on the floor." Some said they really agree that you should be, and as others said you should be. So let me listen to you in 2 minutes, of course, of Mr. Dr. Urey.
So I think I'm very appreciative to everything they said. Even though you try to push some of them really hard, you really did give a chance for them to speak on what on the.
I was just going to fast check because I am a journalist. I have been in this profession for 26 years. As you've been in academia all the long.
Mm-hmm.
If someone spews a gibberish and talk about education that is not favorable, you know, you have to fast your hand readily, you can say to the person, you're lying. And that's how I was just fact checking them and saying this is true, and they not counteract me.
It's important to talk about a U.S. sanction. Let me speak to that a little bit more, because I think this is very important. The United States have what they call their policing power, right? They try to police the rest of the world, in terms of good governance, especially government that practice democracy. So they are the quote unquote owners of democracy because they started it, and they are the father right now. So if you think that your country is practicing democracy, they try to follow your train. The United States doesn't just go and grab anybody and just pull you on a sanction. There are a lot of investigation that is done. They invest a lot of resources. The power they have is that to try to slow you down by naming and shaming you in the public as they done to some of our past government officials. A government that is serious now, a home government, don't say you're going to wait until the United States is going to come by to you and say, here are the evidence. Either the government or a civil society.
You want the government to have them prosecuted?
The government should request a serious.
Have you heard in any part of the world where the U.S. has sanctioned any official, any government around the world, and they adduce evidence of that country to prosecute them? You study in the U.S. You study in the U.S. One of the smartest person. The nomenclature yesterday. I'm the smartest person around the world. So if you're saying that, it means that you're having other countries.
They will not come and say, here's the evidence. You prosecute your people. They operate with people under their law, and their law call for that. What they done? A serious government, you will then request that they give you evidence.
Is there a precedence anywhere around the world? That's what I'm asking you.
That's what a serious government would do.
Is there any evidence, any precedence if that's what you're not answering me, you will go to the if. I'm asking, is there any precedent that have been set around the world? You being one of the smartest young men in the U.S. history to have graduated in such a way, as you stated earlier, you were a knowledgeable man. Is there any country that has done that before? They asked for evidence, it was given to them, and the prosecutor was involved.
We don't have to go and based on this thing is a common sense. It's a common letter.
Common sense.
No. It's common logic.
That's what I'm saying. Just saying that because I'm the devil's advocate here. If you as a U.S. fellow, because you went through the
what I'm saying is
no evidence around the world, then why do you ask the country ask for evidence or have
you have a country that corruption is endemic. And corruption has undermined historically in the contemporary period the development of this country.
Yes. So
if a foreign government, like the United States, sanctions some of your officials, right? And then if you are a serious government, you will ask the U.S. for the evidence. They will be able to give it to you, and you can use that to prosecute But the whole thing about recycling people into government whenever they don't want, we saw the same thing on the administration anyway. And we're seeing it repeated right now.
You said recycling?
Of course. Somebody
who are recycled. Who do you know is recycled in government, in this regime?
Right now, what is happening?
Recycled mean you are in one position and you are taking from another position.
Those sanctions. Yes.
When you said recycled, it means that Dr. Yarkpawolo, as an academician,
that's what
taken from the Minister of Education minister and sent the Minister of Health. That's what recycle is, and that's what Ellen did on in so many instances. What I'm saying, another place. So we said recycle. How does it apply to these sanction officials? Who do you know was this after they were relieved of their post?
If the sanction officials who are qualified, some of them are qualified on a ruling party ticket. They are now
who do you know is qualified on a ruling party ticket? Who do you know? Of course, I want to ask you that.
I'll leave that for now.
No, you can't leave it for now.
I'll leave it. It's my right.
No,
it's my right.
If you don't know that, then I will inform you.
It's my right.
You are injustice to the Liberian people if you didn't say that, because you are a politician that won influence in this country. And when you come to the fight on this platform to talk the truth, even when there's another platform, you must bring the truth.
So what I'm saying is,
what he said.
What I'm saying is,
can you go back to that again?
What I'm saying is,
you don't observe that. I want to say that.
What I'm saying is,
who is considered on a ruling party ticket to run as a sanction official? Is it Bill Traore? Who is it? Who is it? Serena Sifos. Who is considered on a ruling party ticket that you know?
What I'm saying is, the point I was driving at, because a caller, you push a caller back and say, no, you want the US to bring the evidence, you present it to the Liberian government.
You try to put a lie in my mouth, and I will not push lie.
No. You can't do that. You can't do that.
You said those who are sanctioned are being considered on the ruling party's ticket. That's why I asked you, who are the individuals? And you said you want to keep it for now. You cannot keep that information that you have divulged to Liberian people. Can you please state who are they?
Right now, I will not say it.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Urey.
Exactly.
It's been a pleasure talking to Dr. Urey today.
Please close. I have the close.
Please close.
So I think thank you very much. It's been a very interesting conversation with you on this public radio. And thank you also for giving us the considered opposition the platform to come here and articulate our view to the Liberian people. I think that's very important. It's a good example of a public radio, because this is funded by taxpayers' money. So every politician should have the right to come here. So we just want to talk to our people and say that the country is booming right now, and we want to give our people the hope. We see that the US rate is so much higher right now. Everything that is happening right now, it's not supposed to be like that. So, Dr. Yarkpawolo are clear alternatives to this country come October this year. So, we're asking for your support so that we will be able to turn this country and get it on the right trajectory, that this country will be considered once again among the community of nations. We say thank you. And we pray that God will save Liberia. Those who would like to mitigate violence like they did against us, they go on Wednesday. We're asking that no violence, no matter what, will not result into violence.
Thank you, sir.
We should keep talking until we use the power of the ballot.
GRAYFIELD verse 1.
Of course, and I agree with that. So October 10, we use the ballot box.
You are choosing my political power voice now.
Oh, of course. I mean, if it is good, we can use it. It's not a problem. Thank you.
Dr. Urey ends at 5:30. Started at 10 minutes after the hour. We'll give you more than 1 hour, 20 minutes. I'm taking a break for water. Taking a water break. I'll come back and go to the discussion. I will talk other issues because the guys on District 10 have not come yet. I will enlist some views about July 26th celebration. I'll talk about some of the developments of the president. His Excellency Gbagugbe. The nation's energy. My name is JALLAH, Emmanuel, Nikki, Kalifagala, Kien, Malakbilinyale, want to go. So, Mangana, Quil. Punu Davatema, GRAYFIELD. Davatema means Sankan Papa you. Nani you say Papa me, anything you target, I get Papa me, I will respond. And I said Davatema. Where's the judge? The judge of criminal code D. Mamina Jabate Salim, how are you this afternoon?
I'm open got shower. Every poor. Sister Clement. Everyone boy. Fellow Clark. Boy, be a man. Oshaka Dina. Echo. I said, my way. So, I'm open got shower. I'm open got shower. Shout out to you. La Freddy, Monday. I'm all going to watch out.
Is the never promise kept? I came here, I promise you, and I deliver. I said to you in a very friendly way, in a cruel tone, more really, more really, more back for the claw, type of money we are. More really. So the people are crying down. I just want to say to you, all the facility, I will not come here to tell you how to treat them. I beg you, please, this is yours, you deserve it, please take care of it. We don't want to see you fighting on the stadium, 90 minutes. So let us all enjoy this place, our children go there, and let us try in our weak ways to make sure that our children are safe while they are here. My people of Crowntown, they say I know nothing, but I've done something. I love you all, and we are here to celebrate the opening of this park. But we all here to show our own talent to ball. So let us ball and enjoy. Thank you. This is another promise kept. I came here, I promise you, and I deliver. I said to you in a very friendly way, in a cruel tone.
Yes, we're going to Granjida County.
More winning.
He are busy with his life in Granjida County.
No.
On the West having powerful grade. Even though there are some problems, the decision says on. How are you faring this afternoon where you are? The this comes on Wednesday. The last July 26th honored President, His Excellency Dr. George Weah. Talk about the celebrations where you are. This is my friend Kai Fale. So Granjida, where's the Zulu Queen? Where's the Zulu Queen? And she's always about when I play this music, she's dancing in the newsroom. Vasatalu, how are you? Mrs. Cynthia Mickey Roberts GRAYFIELD, the woman who turns my mess into best and makes the whole world smiles at me, is the mother of my children. Lama Gidje Wanai. Is it easy? Oh, wait. Manenga. Listen to me, oh. No matter where, listen to me. You look at my wall. Where's the man Padasoa in the USA? Padasoa, how are you? That man from Kwalahun District. Zabi Dennis. I'm not saying that people are this in the 10 yet, so I'm going to do a different thing here. You're busy radio here. I'll play the traditional music first for a while. And take our time, let's talk about the July 26th celebration. Oh yeah, I'll go to Bone County, where Miss Gibson has come from. And she comes, so get with it. To Mr. Daniel Nyawe. Miss Gibson, how are you? You jetted from USA, you come to Liberia. The wedding is on Sunday. And the best man of the wedding, I'm the best man. Mr. Daniel Nyawe and his darling wife to be, Miss Gibson. Essa M Gibson kumanina that's the bride to be Miss S.M. Gibson, the wife to be of Daniel Nyawe. Three Jibos are my day. Hello. She says she won't buy one car again. Welcome to the Bumbo Show. It's on ERBC Radio 99.9. And you know, sometimes I love to traditionalize the show when the need be. And so I've played music from other parts of Liberia. And I will go to the line for 50 minutes and listen to you Liberians. We are going to July 26. Is there a reason for this celebration? I listened yesterday to His Excellency Ambassador Dr. George Manuel, former peace ambassador to our country. He made a rallying call to Liberians to uphold the peace of the land, for tranquility to reign. He mentioned the intervention of our international peacekeepers from West Africa who came to Liberia, beginning with Nigeria, Ghana, and other countries, including the Ukraine that is now in conflict with Russia. They came and they helped to restore peace in this country. As a matter of fact, what they call World War III, 2003, I fled Monrovia because of the huge side of gun, went to Bone County with my brother, the Council Lawich Union, and we were there, and we knew what we went through in the hands of rebel factions. The humiliation, the torture our people went through, I know that. The Blue Helmet came to Liberia. When the guys arrived at the RIA with the Blue Helmet on an Echo Mill, by the time social media was not very prevalent in this country, I listened to the BBC. Was it Robin White? Robin is R-O-B-I, Robin White. Because Robin White, no, Robin White. He was on the BBC that afternoon. There's a quick she had one of them. When BBC announced that evening, bang, 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 BBC World Service, you know, and the guy announced 15,000 Echo Mel peacekeepers, Blue Helmet, have arrived in Monrovia. And I will hear our brothers and sisters who left Monrovia. They went at the Rafi Highway, went to Rafi, they accompanied those war tanks. I mean, the war tanks, the MOAC, and all the other big weapons the guys brought. They were marching with the guys. Oh, I saw that. I could feel it on business. I could feel that I was seeing something, but I was feeling it from the radio. That's how the radio talks at time. Let me say good afternoon to my friend and brother, Winston C. Thomas of the EPS. Winston, how are you? And I hope 50 is okay. And I hope 50 is okay. 50 should be okay. And I mean, the Honorable Token Roberts. And I hope the Honorable Token Roberts is okay somewhere, Mr. Winston C. Thomas. And that's a good one for you guys here on ERBC. EPS Officer Winston C. Thomas and the EPS Director, Token Roberts. You know, so on that day, I could feel myself while listening to the radio in Bone County. When the guys arrived, Liberians were walking along the Moab. They were walking along the weapons come from Rafi. On this day, I will ask you, Liberians, what do we know? What do you have reason to celebrate July 26th today or on Wednesday? My guest on this segment of the show did not come. I will open the line for 15 minutes. Let's talk about it. President George Weah has raised and given caveat to Liberians to respect the peace. And if I were to repeat some of the things that happened during the war and talk about my experiences as a young man growing up in 1990 under my mother's feet, 1989, when I was a small boy, when the war came, going to 1990 up to 1992 when I came to Morovia back, I can tell you a lot of things that happen in this country, and there should be no reason for people to fight in this country. And that's why I always say, JALLAH GRAYFIELD chapter 1 verse 1, let's talk and talk and talk, and never shall we fight. And nobody will fight here. President Weah has said this repeatedly. Let's keep the peace and keep it in, now, and after. Even now and after. We will not fight war. We will talk. Let me hear this one. I don't want to do a monologue today. I want your participation. We go to Manigo people. Hey, the man, you fucking see. His people was smart in something because his wife, Bau Harrison, is in Liberia. Bau, welcome to Liberia, and never mind for the death of your uncle. Where's my friend Timothy Safa Massacre? I will pause ready, as I said to you. Daniel Ankara, you not make me scared on my own microphone. You are a stranger to this microphone now. Let me listen to you for 10 minutes. Liberians, where you are, how are you listening, where you come from? 080-514-096. There's a saying that says, always say thank you to the Lord. Whether in difficult circumstances or in easy circumstances, the best thing is to say, God, thank you. In the midst of the adversities and everything that happens to you, the best thing is to say to God, thank you for life. Let's listen to you, Liberians, for 10 minutes about July 26th. Is there a reason to say, God, thank you for? As a God election, what are your wishes? What are your prayers for our country? In the midst of the lack of plenty, as a result of the lack of plenty, under the George Weah government, where much is being done with small resources, what can we say to God? Thank you. Let me hear you. 080-514-096. 080-514-096. 077-056-0560 are the two numbers. Hello, welcome.
Hello?
Let me hear you, sir. Welcome. What's your name?
Yeah, good evening, sir. How's everything?
I'm okay. Welcome. Let's hear you. What is my SA, Mr. David Golaka? We say, how are you, David, this afternoon? Go ahead. Let's hear you. Grand Crook County, let's hear you. How are you, my brother?
Yeah, my brother, I want to appreciate God first. To have us in this day today, we want to take God thanks.
Okay. I'm hearing you. Hello?
You know, Liberian is highly unappreciated. We never contain, my brother. When you see them going in the negative direction, all you need to do, just do what God lay on your heart. When one for this country to do it in 6 seconds, it's impossible.
Okay. Thank you so much, my brother. You made your point. Others have to talk. Let me welcome, he said, good afternoon, big brother JALLAH. This is Fred MGR from Grand County in resident Lover Street up the hill. Please, this is as a call to everyone, also a member of CDC Grand Chapter 1. I'm seriously sick with malaria. Please, big brother. Malaria, I'm so sorry for that. Let me talk to Reverend Howard, my old man, 71-year-old man.
How are you?
This is my 71-year-old Reverend.
Yeah, and I want you with you. I told you.
My 2-day-old baby, how are you, sir?
All right, today, how you coming on?
I'm okay, Reverend. Let's hear you. We are going to do that on a Wednesday. Is there any reason to tell God thank you for in the midst of small with all the developments and everything taking place in Liberia on a George we are?
Of course. It's so plenty thing to tell God. Thank you. We are Liberian, and the Liberian people are so ungrateful to God.
Not all the Liberian people, some say, can we qualify that and say some, not all? Some are very grateful, not all, Reverend, and I would disagree with you on that one, Reverend.
Yeah, I said some. I didn't say all. I said,
okay. You said the Liberian people, so it means that all.
Okay, I'm sorry if I said all. You know, one thing I learned from one of our former presidents, Samuel Joe, he said Liberian people, they are significant and insignificant people. If you want me to become president, I will become. So that are the Liberian people.
So what do you make of the tourniquets that are coming? What do you make of the tourniquets? Why are you planning for the children and family?
I'm just looking for a little rest for them to eat. It's not because I'm not satisfied with what is going on with my government. And you know, I know. I told you we have to go set up. You already our president. I know what the main problem is scared to go in waiting for election.
Oh, you told him to say that he might not worry, eh?
We might not worry, but just go set up, my man.
Oh.
You might just go set up. Because the election coming, they want to help. I know you are the plenty of people or the people can say white power. That one, I think we can crystal clear white power. So let it just go, Sarah.
Okay.
Where are those people that fighting against this government and saying the government did nothing? Where were them? And I heard somebody say, when we were we, where was them?
When we were you, where were you? Thank you, Reverend Howard. Thank you so kindly, Reverend Howard. Thank you so very much, my old man. The next caller. Hello, welcome.
Hello?
Let's hear you, my brother. Let's hear you.
I'm something from Ezekoboro.
From Ezekoboro, let's hear you, my brother.
Yeah, I want to appreciate God for his policies. And then to keep our head high because election time is here. And we need a peace because the peace is what we're yearning for.
Okay.
And then what we need, we should advise everyone of us that the peace is very important because those people you see suffering in Georgia government today, you see in Joseph Brother government when people start to shop, they will travel.
There be some of the real sago people, eh?
They say you people today that shop people, Georgia Bokada, Ghana campaign, we hungry campaign. The same people today, you will still see them in another government will come. And abroad, what it is, the only thing we want is how peace.
Okay.
The 18-year peace we enjoy today, see how far we have gone now. I never knew that myself could have put war apartment for yet still. Everybody can pick up somewhere we will get peace on our side. So the peace is highly important, highly important.
Okay.
I need to say today, 15-year-old child graduation, a parent happy, 14-year-old, 15-year-old, and no one is so happy.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. The next caller. Welcome. Let's hear you, my friend.
Yeah. Hello?
Are you a son of my sister from Bon County? Are you?
Yeah, I'm here.
Mamusu, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Hey, man. What happened with you, mama?
My brother died. He was working for a marathon and died in a fire in cancer.
Oh, that man that died with his wife. Hey, man, I'm so sorry for that, Mamusu. Hey, Lord, may God receive his soul, man.
Yeah.
Let's hear you, mama.
Yes, we got so many things to tell God thank you and to celebrate July 25th. Number one, the peace we enjoy today in this country. We want to tell God thank you for it. And number two, there's a development we see that this president help us pay money. People in the Igbo who knew to develop the country to develop the country. You have to go upon a speak when you home over they cannot development that going on there with nothing in the past. All that are got enough money. You know, national community they send their support for them to build a particular country, but they never did it. But just taxpayer money. This person that we have with wake up, they put in the thing, but they put in the years to see the development. When we all say about the wild see, they're one university that has a lot of ways when share for that taxpayer money. So we have taxpayer raising to tell God thank you, and also to tell president we have thank you, and for all to celebrate this, so let's say that will be one.
Mamusu, you know what the president did?
Yeah.
The president he called one man named he called Zanzankara. That man is from the traditional people. You know that the old people, the people that rule the traditional people that are big men he said against before the country. You know, you remember about in 2009 when the Bon County when Yarkpawolo was chosen by Ellen Johnson Sirleaf.
Yeah.
So that the second man now in the government in the country now in 2 years I think we speak for the people or they speak with the country people.
Yeah, you see, my brother. Yeah, wait, I was told them you said the people are out there, right? Because they put that thing. They're not going to just go and anywhere, right? To just be in line.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you, madam. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Hello, welcome the next caller. Let's hear you.
Yes, good evening, JALLAH, and good evening to the peace mind people of Liberia.
Yeah, let me get snappy. The last caller.
My name is O'Neill Johnson, and I joined the conversation in the headquarters of the Veterans Bureau in Doha Community.
All right, you have 15 seconds to make your case. No time, sir.
Well, JALLAH, thanks for the conversation. I'd like to appreciate this president for his relentless efforts, especially towards the growth and development of Liberia in sustaining our peace during the last 5 years. More besides, the president has been very magnanimous to construct rules across this country. So he's somebody who wanting to see Liberia as a country that prioritizes development. And lastly, JALLAH, it is about time that we must put aside our own political differences as we celebrate the July 26th. It reminds us about our heritage and cultural value as Liberians. So we must be able to demonstrate some level of patriotism. Thank you.
All right, okay. I gotta go because no time. Let me take this Sapo song. Have you heard a Sapo song before? Well, play this song for Bawosi, man. Let me hear this one from Grand Crew. You know, from the Sapoland, Sano County, Maryland, Grand Crew, as of Eastern counties. I'm gonna go down. Where is Shelly Molly? It's Sabo announced like to LBS.
So, you ready? What? You can't
Baby, General Secretary. If I had that way, I'm a coda. If I had that way, I'm a coda. Dagoda. Golden Image Award. And now someone get dancing in the Golden Image Award. The announcer come on next. She was dancing at a Golden Image Award, man. She was wearing a blue girl dress. Mundago. That's how I go this afternoon. When somebody he just have his signature and his fingers. It promises to be good. On behalf of the entire production team here, headed by my own producer, for fun. My name is JALLAH Emmanuel Nikki Kalufagala Kiang Balakulinyale Wantoka Zubo Woman. Muna Poquila Zubo Woman. Davatema Grayfield. When you say Davatema means nothing can pass by you. And then I would tell you can respond to the person. Davatema, ask any element, Davatema.